John takes your phone calls. Now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Hi guys, welcome to the show. It's a little bit late here, and we had a couple of problems with getting into the Hotcom room, so I can't see what's going on in the den, and we're not showing any charts today yet until they can fix this thing with Hotcom. So that's a downer, and we're going to go through a couple of things as if it were a radio show today, and I'm pretty excited about the market as usual, some of the things going on with the euro, and we've also got some things going on with the dollar that are a little bit against what we thought was going to happen, but we're going to cover that. And maybe, just maybe, either at the end of this break or the beginning of the next, or excuse me, towards the end of this break or at the beginning of the next segment after this break, we've got a real treat for you because I've got one of our top programmers that's going to be on with us. And he's going to give his 2 cents about some of the things that we're doing in the background and how those things may actually be something that could benefit you guys as traders. But first of all, let's just go through a couple of the usual suspects. And Tom's way better at this at doing radio than I am. I think he's had a continual show for over 17 years, maybe 18 years, and that's extremely commendable. I admire the guy for that because it's difficult to do the things without the visuals sometimes. So here we go. Let's walk through where the euro is, and let's just jump on that first because that's something that has really broken through some of the levels that we talked about leaning against, the 107.46 area in particular. And we had a close above that on Friday, actually. We ramped up into it during the day, and then we had a close above it, and then actually we've kind of pulled back into it and almost used it as support already today. And the lows of 107.67 have just kind of come almost back down into that breakout profile unfair high. So that's the situation on the euro. And what do you do with it now? You're going to be looking at it now as it's still below profiles on our weekly. Top of that or bottom of that box is 112.45. But as we have started to show the first hints of technical damage and actually continuing to stay above that technical damage on the daily profiles, we had that new supply up here new demand area down below. We're trading 108.84 right now, and guys who are going to trade the bounce in the euro now, because this is the first time, remember, we've had any technical damage in the euro literally since, and I'm going way back. Goodness gracious. Is that right? I think back in May 2014. So, this is a pretty historic week if you want to look at it that way, that we've actually started having closes above daily profiles for the first time in almost a year in the euro. So not that this thing is going to possibly turn around from here totally, but we're looking at the first technical damage that we've had in a while on the euro. And if you're going to play this type of bounce, stops can be oriented, by the way, below that 107.46 area. Let's take a look at the dollar while we're talking about the currency situation. And let's look at the June contract. This kind of did the dipsy-do the other day on the Yellen talk, bounced back above that 99.23 area we talked about, and then went back down below. I was hoping we'd stay above there and was using that personally as a leverage point for this to move higher. But when we gradually sunk down below there, hit my stops, and now we're kind of in no man's land down here a little bit. So what do you do with it now? When I say no man's land, we're above weekly profiles, above that 96.47.48 area, but we have had the technical damage below 99.23. So this no man's land, I don't know if you have any leverage here, so you'd have to drill down into the shorter term time frames for the US dollar. And as the 240s usually guide the trade one way or the other, the next chance you'll have to get long this would be getting back above 97.87 or waiting patiently, hopefully, down into 96.47 for the long trades. Don't think this runs over yet in the dollar, so that's why I'm looking at this still from the long side. All right, let's take a look at one more currency before we head to the next break, and then we're going to try to get one of the programmers on to discuss a couple of things that we've got going on. But had the technical damage happen in the end too, and I thought we'd stay above this 120.49 area. Didn't happen. Closed below on Friday. Now we're just drifting lower. But remember, new weekly profile appeared this week on the yen, and that next leg down for maximum support's around 117.74 now. So had the close last week below weekly upper highs, and now we're looking at lower support on the yen itself. We'll be right back, folks.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you like it does me, visit everbank.com/TFNN to find out what they can do for you. Again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. Visit them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, oil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Hi guys, welcome back to the show. And if you just joined us, we are having problems with Hotcom. I don't know if they're having some URL or DNS issues wherever their site's hosted, so we're not able to get into the den. Therefore, we're not able to show charts. So in a very radio style type show today, what I thought we'd do in an impromptu type manner is we'd like to bring on one of our top programmers and do a little interview with Demantis today. He's with us. Demantis, how are you?
Hey, John. Hi. Not too bad. It's a pleasure to be on the show here.
Great. Good to have you. And
good to be here.
Demantis and I speak about, 28 times a day?
Yeah, probably. More or less.
Yeah.
Sometimes on the weekends.
That's true. Sometimes during dinner, sometimes whatever. But
yeah.
Demantis, where are you located?
I'm from Lithuania, capital, not the second biggest city, Kaunas.
Okay.
Not the capital, but yeah.
And you're there right now?
Yeah, I'm there at the moment.
Unless you've moved since the last time I talked to you.
No, I haven't.
Right. So what I thought would be interesting is for the folks out there who listen to the show, and a lot of people listen to the show, and some of them may listen to it on archive later, but I thought it would be interesting for some of the people out there. We do a lot of software programming. We've got a platform that you've worked on, charting package, the scanner. You're the genius of working the Bloomberg version of the scanner into the Bloomberg environment. I thought it'd be interesting for some of the people out there to hear maybe, some of the things that you've learned and what, processes you've been through maybe in school to kind of get to this stage. And you enjoy being in the trading environment,
Yeah, sure. I mean, if talking about school, not much information is provided there for the developer of this sort of development. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's everything we learn at school in Lithuania is related to the general ideology and thinking of a programmer, but you don't get into details of specifically trading software development.
Right.
I had to take up that during my free time. I actually had a few projects with my friends where we were working on an automated trading system for MetaTrader, and just trading interested me, and all the knowledge of it came not from school but from mere interest.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you're what kind of languages did you take when you were in school, and have any of those been able to be used in what we're doing on a day-to-day basis?
Basically, in school you learn the way of thinking.
Right.
The languages, you don't learn specific languages there. I mean, you just have to work with one or the other, but then again, you just get to know the language, and then all the details and all the nuances of the language, it just comes to you from work. So what I've learned, actually there were I'm working with C# mostly for you guys, but
right.
I haven't learned that in school again. I had to learn that.
I think you answered my question the way I wanted you to answer it, because I wanted everyone to hear. I wanted to kind of make a parallel between what path you came from and then what path you're on now, and why you're so good at what you do right now. Because in my opinion, I don't always tell you that, but I admire what you do for us. What you did right then was you said you basically learned a train of thought and learned how to logically construct an argument, or what I mean, put processes together one by one. And that's kind of what trading is. You try to use probabilities, you try to construct some kind of logic to what you're going to do on the technicals, and maybe mix in some fundamentals. But it's a game that, or not a game, but it's a process that in my opinion, is similar to, the programming type arena.
Yeah, you learn the mindset and then just adapt to the circumstances.
Right. So the scanner that you worked on, this is our scanner. What are we calling it now on Bloomberg?
TAS Profile Scanner Plus Plus.
That's the final name for it. Okay.
Yeah, I guess so.
So you worked with that, and you worked in a Bloomberg architecture that they kind of wanted everything in the .NET C# type environment, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They have really big boundaries on what you can do and what you can't do as a developer in there.
Right. It's a lot of limitations working within that framework. So we've experienced that before for sure, and it's caused us some problems over there. But what's next for you? Because you've pretty much completed that. I mean, I hope it's always going to be tweaked and cool things added to it. But what's next for you in our world that you're working on? Because we had talked about, getting more into strategy development, hardcore, what if scenarios, using a lot of the filters and putting logic together. Again, kind of that programming type outlook, and you're very good at what you do. And what kind of things are you looking towards now after that project?
Basically, I will be taking up automated back-end testing systems development.
Right.
Incorporating the market breadth into back testing and.
Right. We've got a pretty good framework for that already set, and what I was hoping you would bring to the table is a lot of times in strategy development, you kind of get in your own way sometimes because you need fresh ideas and kind of a fresh way of looking at things sometimes, and how to put the puzzle together in a different way that may have some really nice little magical tones to it as far as results later. And I'm really interested personally in you getting involved with that.
Yeah, actually, I'm looking forward to that as well.
Right.
So you just want me there to blow a new breath of fresh air, right?
Yes, breath of fresh. Yes, exactly. But there seems to be a lot of people coming out of Lithuania that have a lot of programming skills lately, or maybe I just only hear about those people. But it seems like it's a hotbed for programming now.
Yeah, actually, a lot of feedback from the Europe and the worldwide nations. Actually, they have a lot of good to say about our developers. And actually, I've discussed this with one of my friends recently, and we know that some companies or some people tend to turn to the cheaper countries that provide cheaper labor. For example, I don't know, India. And don't get me wrong, the developers there are good as well. But we were discussing why the feedback about Lithuanian developers is better than about the other ones, and it just seems that I don't know, probably the mindset of people here is just to do a lot of work and work good. And when you add that with the development knowledge, you just get a good combination. And why is it becoming so popular in Lithuania? Actually, it's, I don't know, we get a lot of, assumptions that this is probably the most useful specialty at the moment and will be in the future. So a lot of guys and gals, of course, tend to turn to this.
Right.
So we hope to provide a lot of good developers for you.
Cool. Well,
for the world.
I know you're already thinking about retiring, because I know we're paying you like $3 a day and free soup or something like that, right?
Yeah, and that's completely enough. I mean, I live in a mansion and feed a family of 8, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, you've done a great job, and you've worked really good with our main guy in South Africa, Ben Banzel.
Yeah. That's a great guy to work with.
Yeah. Well, listen, thanks for joining us today. I'm going to probably just talk a little bit about the markets, because the opening's coming up soon here, and I really appreciate you coming on.
Oh, well, my pleasure. Thank you for having me, John. Good luck.
You're welcome. I'll talk to you pretty soon.
Yeah, after the show.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Thanks,
Bye.
man. Okay, bye.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, so we've got quite a few programmers that work with us, and he's just come on board in the last 6-7 months, and we found him through actually my partner in Spain, and we've got people all over the planet that we work with. It's kind of cool. We actually use a program called Kenja, which is a buddy of mine is one of the main investors in that, and it's kind of like I guess it's like Dropbox, Basecamp, and Skype all mixed together. And basically, you can all log in as a company wherever you're at in the world, and everybody. It's almost like everybody sitting in the same room, share files, project management, keeps up with emails back and forth, everything. It's a really, really cool, neat corporate collaboration tool. Which, if you've ever used Basecamp, you ought to look it up. It's kind of cool. It's cheap for what it is, but it really is not a dynamic situation for just multi-personnel collaboration within a corporate structures, or more than 10 folks sitting around. So that's the short and skinny on that. So here we go. Let's get back into the markets really quick. The dollar did not do what I expected it to do. I thought it would have a little bit more follow through on the upside and just hang around up there. The euro is actually powered up. The yen's come down. These are all things that are really technically damaging events right now. So let's take a look at the S&Ps. This is and I was reading another ridiculous comment from this news service that I always seem to bash. It begins with the Z, by the way. But this is a quote from them. I was laughing when I read this. Okay, it says, so similar to last year, we are finding that each 50 points on the S&Ps is a battleground. So probably we can make it to 2150, then retest lower for a spell, then up to 2200, followed by another extended pullback, and so on. I don't know what so on means. But then they say in literally the next sentence, please don't assume the above is a straightforward roadmap for trading. You all know what happens when you assume. There will be many more twists and turns to make market timing more difficult, blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking about posting that somewhere in the den when I get back on so you guys can actually have a good laugh just like I did. How can somebody put that out? I'm blown away. So anyway, let's go to the S&Ps. And here we go. Well, the 2068, 2070 area, we had to pay serious attention to that when we had the Yellen comments. We powered through there, closed above. We didn't go back and retest it. But we've been in this 2100 range on the close on Friday, and now we're just kind of bouncing around here with a range of about, let's just see where the high and low is already. 2106 down into 2093. So that's a 13-point range pre-market overnight since last night. What do you do now? The 240s, actually, seemingly, we've got some support around 2088 on the 240s. That would be where I'd be patiently waiting for a buy point on this. I think for this thing to kind of blow through all-time highs is probably going to be a foregone conclusion here. It looks like, we're kind of sitting on the launching pad again. It may do that just to do it. Keep that in mind. Don't try to be a hero here and shorten on all-time highs. I'm just kind of not advising, but I'm suggesting that may not be the best bang for your buck as far as risk reward goes. And as we look at the breadth statistics on our scanner, we're all pointing north here. And as I go into the statistics of it, we've got 54 stocks only now trading below profiles on our daily. So that's a pretty low percentage when it comes to, as 10% of the S&Ps are only trading below profiles. And what do you do to take advantage of a situation like that? You want to more than likely look at stocks that aren't cooperating, just like we looked at last week. We looked at the Alcoas of the world. We looked at the Walmarts of the world, and a couple other things that were on the radar screen. I'm going to pull up Alcoa, and I think we had the stops oriented right above 1354. We're trading below 13 right now, and pre-market we are still below 13. So again, there's some good possibly safe plays if you're going to try to short things right now, things that aren't cooperating. Walmart's gone right back up into those unfair lows, 83.48. So you've got another opportunity possibly to short Walmart. It's come back up into an inflection point. That's the way I'm looking at that one. As I look at a scan that I did this morning, when I come in here and look at, let's just pull this up here really quick. As I look at the S&Ps and I do my fill, I tell you what, we're gonna go to break and we're gonna come back and talk about a couple more stock plays before we close the show. We'll be right back, folks.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy, a set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
Catch Steve Rhodes as he teaches techniques on technical analysis using pattern recognition, celestial charting, Fibonacci, and other tools. The Trader's Edge, next on TFNN.
This show last segment, and I think we have a special guest with us today. Tom O'Brien, are you there?
John Logan, what's happening, man? Good morning.
Hey, good to hear from you.
Yeah, you sound great, man. Even without talking TV, but that little baby's going to be cranking hopefully any minute.
I feel lost.
You feel lost. I love it. I know. Listen, it's a trip. There's no doubt. Winging it it's a trip. The good news is that we're in the trading business, so there's always action somewhere, man.
Exactly. What are you looking at?
Well, that dollar, man. I think the dollar's done. The dollar, the euro. It's going to be interesting, man. Watching this whole thing shake out, man. A lot of people are leveraged into those trades for sure. They might have to unwind them. Well, and what has happened, what happens in currencies in general, is that when the change of trend comes on, it comes on for long periods of time. So, in the next 2 or 3 weeks, you're really going to know, folks. Does this turn? And then, the crazy thing about it is that fundamentally it doesn't even make sense. Okay, but we know that doesn't mean a thing in the trading business.
I know. Well, real quick here, we got I feel like I'm interviewing you now, and you're on the. And I feel like we're opposite when I'm on your show.
What do you? I like that.
What do you think these bonds and notes are just going to drift higher, or do you think this was just something that kind of?
No, it looks like they're drifting higher, man. It looks like they're drifting higher. Hey, what's so crazy? You got to know this though. Your scanner is so powerful, right? So check this out. It's so powerful. Picture this: the run topside last week, right? I was shot 4 stocks, okay? Individual stocks, right? I only get stopped out of one of them. How cool is that?
That's awesome.
Is that sick or what?
That's awesome.
That's insane.
I know, man.
It's insane. I was looking at this. I said, look at this, man. This is how weak these stocks are. And they're at highs, but there's no buyers. 0 buyers, man. It was really a trip.
I know.
It was just,
That thing is that I can't go through the trading day without it because it keeps me out of trouble on the S&Ps. I mean, because I've never felt good about going long anything in my life, but when that thing is telling me, the broad market is cooperating, I gotta do what it says do, No, there's no doubt. It's funny. I've been flipping it around this morning, trying to look at saying, okay, some of these, smaller gold, silver stocks off the bottom, and it looks like they are. But it's going to be interesting just in the next 3 or 4 days. We're going to know a lot because that currency move is a big move, man. It's like, what's up? Is it intervention? What is it that the dollar's going to just back down? Or that, hey, enough's enough. So we'll see. Yeah, if we can get the way I'm seeing it, and I'm looking at this right off the scanner, just like you are on gold, if we can get a pullback into that 70, 72, 75, 76 area, on the April contract, that might be a time to really, really, not back the truck up, but put some trades on from the long side and put some stops below that area, and just you might get a really good run with this if the dollar continues to move down,
Yeah, no doubt, because we know that it's one-sided right now. There's no doubt about it. It's one-sided in a big way. And hey, the way that euro came off the bottom. It looks to me, even, what's so cool about this? Even if it's a dead cat bounce, you don't have to be right in the concept that it's a total change of trend either. It's just like, okay, if it's a dead cat bounce, you can get a 0.382 bounce, which is a large bounce because, as you just said, we were going south for so long.
I know. For instance,
have a great one, John. Thanks so much.
Okay,
appreciate it, man. Okay,
man. Thanks for calling. Okay, cool. Well, guys, you've been great. Sorry we didn't have charts today, but I hope you enjoyed listening to one of our programmers, and then Tom called in. That was a treat in itself. So we'll pick it back up again tomorrow. Have a good trade day.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This is TFNN.